I'm Ricky, the Canine Copywriter, and I'm back today with another copy edit. Today's edition is an e-commerce edition. So this is for the Big Dog Company. It's a series of emails to promote their awesome car cube dog seat. And I'm going to walk you through as I give a review of these 4 emails, which are designed to, as I say, run a promotion for this new product that the Big Dog Company have, that was featured, the product was featured in the Times newspaper. So trying to capitalize on that kind of exposure, and the product is now ready to sell to a wider market. So that's what these emails are about. So let's dive in. We've got 4 emails to have a look at. So let's look at the first one. The first thing I noticed with this copy that Drew's shared with me is that we haven't got now obviously when Drew uploads this, she'll be prompted to pop this in, but we don't have a subject and a preview line. It can really help if we write these before we go to uploading it into our email software, because actually these pieces of copy are really important. Your subject line's job is to get somebody to open the email. So it's not something that we kind of want to dash together really quickly. We want to think about what we're putting in there, because if nobody opens the email, which is what your subject line's job is, doesn't really matter what's inside, does it? Because nobody's ever going to read it. So I'm going to come back to the subject line. Let's look at the body copy. And often what I'll find is if you write your body copy first, you'll find something within that you can use for your subject line. So let's start with email 1. We've something new to show you. That's the intro. Way back last autumn, we showed you the car cube in the Times newspaper and offered you the chance to win one. I'm going to put you in just. We're very pleased that you entered the draw because there's a new item. It let us know that car cube is a piece of kit that other people thought was as useful as we did when we came up with it. So that was useful market research. This is a really good intro. So we've got that social proof immediately of the fact that it was featured in the Times newspaper. We've got additional social proof because lots of people entered the draw, which told the Big Dog Bed Company that there was a real interest in the product. And putting that at the beginning of the email is a great way to show other people that they might be interested in it. 2, now you'll see something that I did there quite naturally. I jumped this down onto another line. It's not actually editing copy per se, but it was a big block of copy. And so breaking that copy down and spacing it out a little bit makes it more readable. It's less of like an assault on the eyes that makes your brain think, oh, I've got to work really hard to read this. So you'll see that a lot if you watch the copy edit, that I'm often keeping the copy as it is actually, but just breaking it down, sometimes bolding bits, italicizing it, particularly in emails, just to help the reader's eyes flow through the copy more easily. So that is a really simple tip that everybody can action. All right, so I wouldn't actually change anything here. I suppose you could amp it up a bit. The only thing that I would say here is this email only going to people who entered. People who entered the prize draw. Because if not, they might think, well, I didn't actually. And so actually we've now taken their brains off to think about, did I enter that? I don't remember if I entered that. If this is only going to that audience, fine. If not, then I would edit this. So way back last autumn, we showed you the car cube in the Times newspaper and offered you the chance to win one. We could edit this to say, we were over the moon with the response, hundreds, thousands, how many? If you don't want to be specific, you could say so many people entered. So we could say either hundreds of people or so many people entered. And this showed us that we'd hit on a product people really need, one, whatever. Yeah, so you could make this stronger. It let us know that the car cube is a piece of kit. So we can keep that the same, right? We're kind of building on that. We're making it very clear. People really wanted this. People entered to win this car cube. It was great market research. All right, next bit. What we didn't do at the time was ask if you'd like to buy one, which was very remiss. I would have that as a bold line. Let's make it stand out. Yeah. At the time you entered, you really wanted the thing, but you couldn't buy it if you didn't win. Right. Then we go into reasons why, like they weren't ready for sale. We were a bit cautious about putting it up for pre-orders, and well, we're just not that good at marketing. I love this line. It just makes you so human, right? And it actually softens the fact that then you're going to offer them something to buy, because it's like, we're not very good at marketing. We didn't even tell you that you could buy the thing. Love it as it is. Our kit is great and people love it when they have it, but we don't promote it enough. Again, I put that on its own line. So your copy, Drew, I'm keeping exactly the same for the most part. I'm just breaking it up so that certain bits stand out. So this being on its own line actually makes that point stand out more and soak in before you move on to the bit after. We've come to realize this is actually quite selfish, as the car cube and other items we make and sell solve everyday problems for dog owners. Okay, and here I would link it to the product. Drew did say that she's going to add links later, so I'm just going to highlight in yellow, Drew, where I would add links. People can be shy about adding too many links. People that don't want to click them will skip over them, but we don't want to make people hunt for something that they want. If somebody wants to check out this product, we want to make it easy for them to do so. All right, so focusing on the car cube, key benefits are fine as it is. What I might do is reasons you might love the car cube, something like that. Or, if you wanted to make it softer, you could say reasons you might be interested in the car cube. Or, maybe it could be, let's take this off and have another option for you. How the car cube can help you. Right, and then we'd do the things below. Ideal for travel sick dogs, least motion in the center of the car. This is brilliant because you've explained why is it ideal, which is the question that people have. Leaves the boot free for luggage as it sits neatly on the back seat, something like that. No need for a dog guard or crate in the boot. So what I'd say here, Drew, is so what? Yeah, when you're explaining a feature, which is like you don't, the benefit is that you don't need a dog guard or a crate in the boot. This really is the same as this, right? Leaves the boot free for luggage. No need for a dog guard or crate in the boot. So, no heaving things in and out of the car or something like that. Yeah, if you've got a crate in and you have to keep taking it in and out. You can work on the wording of this. Leave space for 2 other backseat passengers. Great for in cars where there is little or no boot. Great for cars with little or no boot. Okay. What I would say here, Drew, is that perhaps we're missing a few bits here. So if I jump over to the product page itself, what you've got here are some other points that we haven't covered in this email, which I think are probably quite important. So actually it's really good for nervous travelers who don't like being in the boot. I'd probably bring this over as well. Yeah, because we've got a lot about boot space, but that's not the only people that it can benefit. So you can deal with the formatting, and you'd reword this so it matches the same format as above. All right, so we've got that one, nervous traveller, older dog. All right, so it's hard getting them in and out of the boot. So I would have a look at some of these and see if you want to pull more of them in here. We're getting to those points quite quickly. You might even consider pulling this up and seeing what that looks like, so that people that don't want to scroll too much will get to them more quickly at the top, right? So you'd have this or this, not both of them. Yeah. So let's go with that one. We didn't tell you blah. So I'm just, if we move it around, I've just put a bit of an introduction here to explain, to segue into the next bit. All right, to make up for being tardy and telling you they were made and available to buy, we're offering the seatbelt attachment strap for free with each order. This will save you £15. Buy online at link and use the code TIME1 to get your free seatbelt restraining strap. Got any questions? Blah. Brilliant. Really good email. So really all I've done there is we need to add in a subject line. So what could that be? That could be something like, I can't believe we didn't tell you this. The car cube is for you if. So the preview text is the bit that just, it doesn't show for everybody, but typically if you're on your phone, you'll see the subject line and then you might see a preview of the copy inside. So by doing this, we're like, intrigue, curiosity. I can't believe I didn't tell you this. Preview the car cube. Oh, this is about the car cube. I've not heard of that. What is that? All right, you can play around with that. You don't need to use those, but your subject lines are really important. So put some thought into them before you go into your email software, rather than just like slinging something in as you're uploading your copy. All right, other than that, all we've done is kind of jump some stuff down, bold some stuff, potentially move that those bulleted lists of like who's it for, why should you care about this, further up in the email so we don't lose people. And that's it. Really, really super simple tweaks. If you're interested in learning more, keep with me. I'm going to do the other 3 emails in this series. If not, feel free to hit subscribe so you don't miss upcoming copy edit reviews. I do everything from SEO, websites, email sequences, lead magnets, the full lot. So hit subscribe so you don't miss them. All right, let's look at Drew's next email for her car cube. All right, so again, we're going to put in the subject preview copy. All right, here's a really informative review. Remember the car cube you saw in the Times newspaper? It's been getting out and about with a wide range of dogs and it's caught the eye of dog professionals. Leslie of Driving with Dogs has been testing one for 3 months, blah, blah, blah. And here's her review. Okay. All right. So this email is essentially leaning on social proof. So we've got a review from somebody else who's used the car cube and we want to use their words to explain to our reader why they might be interested in the car cube and to hear what somebody else has got to say about it, essentially. So for my subject line, I might say something like, so I've read the blog, the review, so I know what's coming. Leslie, all right, no, here's a good one. 4 things Leslie loved about the car cube. So the reason I'm doing that is subject lines that have a number in them. So this is, if we look at the review, which I'll show you in a second, it's got 4 highlighted sections of the things that Leslie loved about it. Starting a subject line with a number, something like this tells people very quickly, oh, there's 4 things inside. So it's not 20 things. It's not going to take me 6 hours to read. It's not one thing. It's 4 things. So, maybe if I had a takeaway from the last email, I only remember 1 or 2 things. There's 4 things that I might like to know about it. So we put that in the subject line to encourage that open rate so that people are interested in it. Here's a really informative review. It's okay as an intro, but I might ditch that for something a little bit stronger. I know that the Times newspaper is obviously good social proof, but we're making an assumption here that everybody reading this email has seen it in the Times newspaper, and the likelihood is that they haven't. So I might change this to, remember the car cube we told you about that featured in the Times newspaper? It's been getting out and about with a wide range of dogs and it's caught the eye of dog professionals. Space. Leslie of Driving with Dogs has been testing one for 3 months for her membership, as she likes to let them know about really useful products. Okay. She gave us some early feedback too, which we were delighted with. The car cube is absolutely brilliant. We're very impressed with the quality of construction, ease of use, and the practicality. She's published her full review, so why not take a look and see what she has to say about it? Don't forget, and then we've got the call to action again with a different code to by the car cube. All right, so let's have a quick look here at this blog. It's nice and short, but it's got 4 headlines, right, of the things that they loved about it. It's perfect for transporting wet dogs from the beach. It's good for dogs that are nervous about travel. Easy to clean and shake out. Stores flat in the boot when not in use. All right, cool. Here's what we're going to do. That first one, that about the car being messy when you come back from the beach, we haven't really tapped into that in our first email. So how about we do something about like this? She raved about her 4 favorite things about you're going to need to edit this to make it better, but you'll get the idea. And I was really surprised at number 1. You can check it out here. This will be a link. Okay, so we're using curiosity to encourage somebody to click through and read it. Why not take a look at what she has to say about the car. Well, now I'm capitalizing when I didn't before, sorry. Take a look to have a look, see what she has to say about the car cube. And I would just link that here. What she has to say about the car cube, I'd make that a link. And don't forget your special offer. As a participant, I'm assuming from these that these are all going to people that did participate. As a participant in the Times competition is okay, but as someone who wanted a car cube so much, you entered our Times competition. We're giving you a seatbelt restraining strap for free with every order, saving you £15. Use the code and I would bold that. Done. We might bold some other bits just to say, make them stand out, something like that. You get the gist. Okay, so what we've done with this one, you need to add the preview text in. I think I'd take this bit out and just start here and take this down. Okay, so again, pretty much we've just broken the copy down a little bit. We've put in a bit of curiosity here, okay, with this 4 favorite things. I was really surprised at number 1. You can check it out here. The fact that it's number 1 also encourages people to click through because they don't have to go. They're not like, oh, I've got to read the whole thing. We're like, just read the first line and see what number 1 is. And then once they're there, they'll read the others. Okay, and then we've just literally broken down this copy, and here we've just reminded them, somebody who wanted a car cube so much, you entered our Times competition. So we're reminding them of that desire that they had previously. Okay, all right. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go on and do the other 2 emails for Drew, but I won't force you to watch them all because I appreciate this video is getting really long already. If you've got your own copy that you would like reviewed, you can send it over to me at hello@thecaninecopywriter.co.uk. This is for positive dog bods only. That can be e-commerce or service-based businesses. Just send it over. The only caveat is that it will, of course, appear here on YouTube also. All right. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.